I've been watching the Olympics, and I've been enjoying myself because it has exposed me to a bunch of sports I don't normally watch. Right, like I watched a lot of women's rugby. Right. I had never, it just came on while I was, while I was sitting there, and then I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. Now I don't really know the rules to rugby, right? All I know is if you get tackled, you're supposed to throw the ball like back when you pass it so then they can try to get further than you got and everything. And there was this one woman who was running with the ball, and a woman from another team went to tackle her, right? And rather than falling like gravity would dictate, she just picked up the woman tackling her and ran with her and the ball. And I was like, I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play. I don't know the rules, but is that legal? Can you do that? No. And then there was the guy. I didn't know shooting was part of the Olympics. But there was this dude that showed up that really looked like he wasn't in the sport, because everybody else had like, I don't know if y'all read comic books, but everybody else had like dead shot gear on, like just they adjusted it and then lean in and then they lean back and stuff, and then they take the shot and stuff. And this dude was just walking up, no expression, boom boom, silver medal. Imagine how mad you would be if you went ahead and you got all the gear, you got all the glasses, the goggles that tilt and stuff, the little binocular thing with the red dot sight in it and everything, and then you still watching him over here just boom boom, silver medal. That's a dangerous one to just be so good at off of talent, because then your competitors are like, we're gonna have to shoot him. We're gonna have to, one of us has to do it, right? One of us I'll bump into you while it's your turn. You just be like, oops. And then you had, you had Team USA in the men's basketball winning gold today. Just through and through. You had LeBron and Curry just serving up moments, right? Just little leans back, boom, draining it, everything, killing it like we're supposed to, because basketball, that's our thing. We should be killing them. In basketball, I don't even want the games to be close. It's exciting when they're close, because then you pull it out and then you're like, yeah, I was so annoying. I was a real, like, an American as a stereotype when Team USA men's basketball was playing. I was like, yeah, get up. Yeah, like I'm on the team. Like I'm one of the coaches. Just, get up. But because we did so well in the men's basketball, it makes it even more perplexing that we did so poorly in the men's 3-on-3 basketball. How did, there's so much talent. The literal NBA is here. I understand everybody can't be on Team USA, and I don't know if it's a pride thing, like maybe you just don't want to be on the 3-on-3 if you're not in like the proper Team USA, but that's a shorter, that's half court. You just run back and forth. That's an easier path to a gold medal, and they just didn't want it. There's not an NBA player on the team, to my knowledge. It's just 3 dudes that I think are my age. Like, just, that shouldn't even be allowed. That's very frustrating to watch us play and struggle at basketball. I don't care if it's 3-on-3. I don't care if it's 1-on-1. We should be dominating. Do you know what it's like to sit there as an American and watch the men's 3-on-3 basketball team struggle against Latvia? You couldn't have pulled 3 superstars or something. I gotta sit here, we getting dunked on. This is going to be the most out of pocket that I speak the entire show, but I was watching it furious. I really was, because as an American, you sit there watching yourself get beat by a country whose GDP doesn't match Texas. And it make you, like, you sitting there watching us just slowly lose and stuff. It make you want to go to war. You want to, a part of you's like, let's pay them a visit then if they think they so cute. We've started wars for less. Come on. Don't worry, we didn't put it in the history book. Oh, no, I'm just saying. Like, this is my thing. Even when a game is over, whether you're watching an NBA game, an NCAA game, or just, like some footage from a documentary where, they're doing some exhibition game or something. When you go to a professional basketball player, you go to these professional athletes, and you see these sports journalists run up to them with the mic. How do you feel like the game went? And they put the mic in their face, and then they're just standing there sweating because they just got done playing the game, but they're like, we did some passing, and we did a little bit of shooting. We should have done more shooting than passing, but we did as much. They always sound like they're failing a pop quiz about basketball when they get asked the questions about the game they just had. You were there. Why are you umming? And then we plan to do a little bit more dribbling next time, and then we're gonna dribble, and then we're gonna pass, and then we'll shoot, and we'll get more of those in next time, and then that will result in more points, and then we will have more points than the other team when we get done. So the result today won't be the result tomorrow, right? And that's all well and good, because they're standing there, and even though they're pouring sweat and they're breathing hard, they're standing up straight, and they just got done playing at the highest level, okay? What I don't like is things like what, I might even be wrong. Maybe this isn't the interview I saw, but I could have sworn that after one of the members of the team on 3-on-3 was asked some questions after, and in my opinion, I know I'm not playing and he is, but he looked a little too tired for my liking, right? I'm not gonna let you be tired and lose, right? Like that's unacceptable, you know what I mean? Like he up there getting interviewed looking like me, like just like yeah, they were good. They were pretty good. No, if you're gonna represent me in the Olympics, right? I need you to play better than I can play. If you're gonna represent me in the Olympics, I need you to be a LeBron, a Curry. Make me believe in myself, right? Don't just have me sitting there watching the TV like, that's what I do. Like, I could have. They had breakdancing for the first time ever. All right. Look. So they had breakdancing as an Olympic event for the first time. Which, here's the thing. We do need to take a step back for a second and go back to the invention of breakdancing. Breakdancing is something that comes truly from like nothing. Just kids and a piece of cardboard on the pavement and imagination, right? And it created an entire genre of dance that splintered off and made other genres of dance since. So I think that it's an incredible thing that you have to take stock of, that something that just started with a few people has become this thing that's blown up around the world to the point where it makes it to the Olympics, to the world stage, right? But I was watching, and I was like, maybe we need to keep some things a secret, right? Like maybe we don't have to tell everybody some of the stuff that we do, you know what I mean? Because I want to be clear here. There were plenty of very good breakdancers, all right? But a lot of them were overshadowed by by people whose movement was questionable. All right. You know, because there were a couple people where you see them dancing and you're like, to call it a routine feels like you planned this, and I don't think you did. I think you're making it up as you go. I think that you woke up and you were like, oh, today? Like, I think that's the way you dancing right now. It's not the dance of someone who prepared. Like, there was an Australian dancer. Okay, look. She was dancing, and I'm not gonna act like I know how to break dance. I'm also not gonna act like I have great movement myself. Most of my stories are when I could have had better joints, all right? So I'm not trying to act like, oh, I knew it or whatever, but I will say, as soon as I saw her, and she was dressed like she was from Squid Game, that's when I was like, I don't know if you're taking this serious. I don't know what's about to happen right now. And okay, so she starts dancing. So she started dancing, and they had interviewed her before the Olympics, right? Before she ever went to Paris, and I think they interviewed her after her performance, and I think both times she said that all of her moves she invented, right? Which I believe. I do believe that. I think that that's true. That's just a fact. And she's dancing, and like, when you're watching it, okay, there are some traditional moves that you see in breakdancing. A lot of them are like moves that lead to spins, right? So someone will just have their hand on the ground, but then they'll be going up with their leg, and it's all to build the momentum to twist and then to spin on their head or to spin on their hands or something. And she kept almost doing it. Like, there were plenty of times where she was like, I was like, she about to go, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, she would stay on the ground in a way that wasn't satisfying, right? Because even in breakdance, sometimes you just see straight up backflips, right? And there was a backflip she did, but she did stay on the ground the whole time. Like, it was a backflip, but like she maintained contact with the ground at all points. And as I was watching it, I'm like, look, I'm also coming to this as someone who's watched a lot of breakdancing but doesn't know what the rules are for the Olympics. Maybe you're just supposed to hit poses, and she's hitting the poses and she's racking up. I have no idea. So I'm watching, and I'm watching for the judges. I'm watching for the crowd, right? And there was one dude that I like really zeroed in on. It was a black dude with some dreads. And he was doing the thing that as black people we do. Right? When someone is doing their best, and when someone is like trying to participate, right? I don't care where you are. We give people a chance. We really do. Whether it's somebody who's trying to rap real quick, whether it's somebody beatboxing, somebody dancing. As black people, you can see it in videos around the world. We always give 2 free nods, right? We always give 2 free initial nods. Because you're getting into it. We don't know what you're about to do. You might surprise us, right? So there's 2 free nods that everybody gets, no matter who you are. And there was a guy in the background when she started, and she was really doing the, you know what I mean? Like she looked like she was about to get ready, right? And there was a black dude in the background that was like, you know, because that third nod, you gotta be careful. That third nod is a cosign, right? Like that third nod means I love what I'm seeing, right? And he pulled out just before. There are moves that are staples of breakdancing. Like one of them, I mean, I can't do it, but one of them is when a dancer puts their hand on the ground and then they put their full weight on their elbow and they either do a pose or they spin. You see that a lot. You see that on any breakdancing that you watch on Instagram, TikTok, any of that. It's like a real staple move. And at one point she went to do it, right? But as far as like being on the elbow, she was like, I got something different for y'all. I'm gonna switch it up real quick, right? And so instead of posting up on her elbow, she just kind of laid on it, right? And even when I saw her land, I was like, she getting ready to do something. She getting ready. Y'all give her space. She getting ready, right? And then she spun, but she did it on her own time. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a fast spin or a flying spin. It was more like, we gonna get there, right? Like we gonna get there eventually, okay? I was truly taken aback. I was like, what is happening? You know? Because as a country, you have to pick a representative, right? You can't just be like, hey, as far as the limit, I'll go. I'll take the flight. There was a competition, and you have to qualify to make it to the Olympics, which made me wonder, who did she beat to... You know what I mean? Like everybody clowning her and everything, but she's the best. Do you know what I mean? She getting a lot of extra undeserved hate because she won her place to get here, right? So then I want to know what happened at the competition to compete with the judges were like, we can't send you. It's all you. This is rough. That's rough stuff. Because this is, to be fair, she did get a lot of hate for this, and just in case anybody doesn't understand, to be fair, a lot of the spirit of breakdance is competition, right? It's usually one or two, people hopping in and out of the general circle where we're all watching. Sometimes it could be 3, 4, right? And one of the things that I watched happen in the men's, like it was, I think, the US versus Japan, right? Is that even though they were in competition, when the other person was in the circle, like doing moves, because Japan and the US were killing it, right? Like lots of spins, lots of like fun stuff, cool stuff I hadn't seen before. And anytime the other person was in, their opponent would still be like, oh, because it's a sport of energy, right? It's a sport of fun, right? And when she started, her opponent was kind of like, okay, all right, okay. Yeah, I get it. And after a while, her opponent just sort of started walking. And then when she wasn't, this was kind of wild. It is part of it. So like, you can't hate on her for it because it's a thing that happens when people are breakdancing, compete against each other. But then her opponent was in there doing real moves. Because when I tell you she made up her own moves, she straight up, like. I've never in my life she did the opposite of a Michael Jackson. She did. Oh man, Mike is moonwalking in his grave right now. But while her opponent was in there, doing the real moves, she was walking back and forth and was going. Oh God! Okay, all right. And so she danced, and the judges awarded her 0 points, and I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know. I thought you got at least a point for limbs, like. Also, oof, France has had some ups and downs, right? That poor pole vaulter. If you didn't see it, okay, basically, pole vaulting is a sport where you run up with a stick and then you put it into, like, what I'm assuming is the vault, right? And you stick it in there and then you keep going even though it's stuck in there and it bends, and then you ride it up the top and it lifts you. It looks like it shouldn't work. Every time I've watched pole vaulting, I'm like, how do they not snap off and fly off into another direction? Pole vaulting is physics, but it looks like it's against it, right? Like, I think that's why it's a sport, because every time you watch it, you're just mystified. You're like, how did he plan it to go that? It could have gone anywhere. And so, you stick it in, and you bend and you fly up, and then there's a stick that you try to get over. And so you throw your body over the stick, and then you land and somehow live, right? Because that's the other thing about pole vaulting that I don't understand, is how no one dies every time, right? And so anyway, there's a French pole vaulter that was running with the stick, stuck it in, went backwards, and he's lifting up. And then when he gets about parallel with the bar, we notice on camera a different stick, right? Because there's always supposed to be two sticks. There's always the stick you gotta get over, and then you stick the use to get over. But there was a third stick at play that nobody could have foreseen, right? Because I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of people running up with a stick and sticking it in the thing and then going over. But he gets about level, and then, if you knock over the stick, you're disqualified from that heat, right? Not that you can't go again. I just mean, like, you didn't do it. If you knock over the pole you're supposed to get over. And he knocked it over. He knocked it over with his stick, his pole, his vault of sorts was what lifted that stick off. And then you see them, and they are connected. There were some people that were saying actually his knee is what knocked it over, and I'm like, maybe it goes to his knee, but I saw what I saw. And so, he didn't win a medal. But he won something else. Because we're all talking about it, and we're talking about it favorably. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a knock on him as an athlete. I'm sure it's more impressive that he gets over sometimes with the stick he has to watch out for. He did his best and he did not come up short, all right? No. And I know he wanted the medal, but he got something even greater. He got everybody knowing that he had a big penis without him saying it. You know what I mean? Like, when you're a man and you have a big penis, it's something you got to keep secret that you just want to tell everybody. You know what I mean? Context. You just want to let the people know, right? I'm surprised more men don't just go, oops. I can't believe what just happened. Oh no, I knocked over a glass of water. How did I do it? Before I came here in San Francisco, there was a pirate. No, it gets worse. There was a pirate threatening a tourist from Brazil with a blowtorch, right? Which, as a pirate, you really shouldn't even have, because you're supposed to be on boats, you're supposed to be around a lot of wood, you shouldn't even have a blowtorch. That's not even a useful weapon for you, right? It should have been a sword, it should have been like a flint pistol, something. That would have made sense. If he had a flint pistol and he pulled it on him, even in the streets of San Francisco, I'd be like, he's on theme. But a full-on blowtorch, how, right? And when I tell you that this man was a pirate, I don't just mean that he was dressed like a pirate. I think he was a pirate. Like, I think he didn't seem like land was treating him well, okay? And so now he has a blowtorch, right? And he's cursing out this person who apparently is this tourist from Brazil, which also, if you're a tourist, I'm not saying don't go to San Francisco, but I'm saying if you are an international tourist coming to the United States, especially for the first time, and the first thing that happens when you get here is a pirate, roll up on you with a blowtorch, which in any language is confusing, by the way. Like, you don't need to be speaking English to understand that this is a wild scenario that's happening right now, right? And so, they're over here arguing. Now, the person who really saved the day was someone that worked at a coffee shop that saw what was happening outside, right? And so then they ran up and they were sneaking up behind the pirate, right? Getting real. Yeah, and it was one of those sneak ups where I was like, ooh, if he turned around, you cooked. Like, if he turned around, because he was quick with it, but he was very smooth with all his movements, but it took him a while to like get close, right? Like, he was. You know what it looked like to me? Okay, like when you go to the zoo and something went wrong, and so then one of the zookeepers like trying to get them back in the cage. Are they trying to like let them know that kid in front of you, that's not food, but they getting close real slow, like they're just like, okay, buddy, all right. It's because you know what it is? You can tell the level of danger somebody knows they're in as they're approaching by the hip movement. Because he wasn't just walking up like he really like was pivoting. As he was getting in, he was like, all right. Okay, all right. It feels like if you use hips only to move forward, nobody will hear you. It's like almost a universal thing when people try to sneak up, That's why you don't see, that's not how your grandparents sneak up or whatever. Because if they tried it, like if your grandma tried to sneak up behind you real good and everything, you just be hearing. So she's like, I'm gonna have to lean, right? But anyway, this dude is like sneaking up behind him, getting real close, and in an instant, snatches the blowtorch and runs off, right? So now we sort of neutralized the main threat. But the pirate was like, You think I need that blowtorch? I'm a pirate in San Francisco on the streets in 2024. I don't need weapons. My presence alone is a threat. And so then somebody's filming the whole thing, which normally I'm like, why do people do this? Why do people film instead of help? You know what I mean? Like, why do people just from afar and then they're filming, and this is another person who could have been helping that because that guy's sneaking up by himself. He's just, you know what I mean? But then, as someone who watches all the videos, I do get it. Like, I do. You want to criticize it, but if it wasn't for this guy filming, I wouldn't know this was happening. This didn't make the news. It's just regular San Francisco 5 p.m., right? So then, you know, sneaking up, snatches the blowtorch, runs off, right? Now, as he's running off, now this was almost cinematic. You couldn't have planned this better. Because as the coffee shop worker who was running off with the blowtorch passes the camera, like right as his head passes the camera, you see that the pirate had already started punching, right? So it was just boom like that, right? Now this guy tries to roll with it, and he had good form, especially for a tourist that is being approached by a pirate. I would have just been hit. I would have just been like I don't think I would have moved. Like, this dude really rolled with the punch. Now this is when the two nudists come into the picture, right? Because there were some nudists that were there anyway. They were going to be naked no matter what. So when the two nudists come up, they're like, this is what we do. We didn't get, because a part of you, if you don't know anything about the culture, you thinking like, oh, they see a pirate, they're like, it must be safe to get naked. They just let you do whatever you want. So they were naked anyway, right? So then one of the nudists sees what just happened, sees that this tourist has been assaulted by this pirate. So then he run up and come in with his, it was really beautiful sequence, because basically the pirate was like, bow, right? And then the nudist comes up and it's like, bow. And then when the nudist swings, okay, so the nudist hit so hard that he did lose his footing, right? So then him and the pirate both fall. And now this is the first point in time where the pirate looks like somebody in this scenario is more uncomfortable than me, right? Like because you see, okay, so the pirate punches that dude, and he's clearly like having his own journey, right? But what snaps him back to reality in a moment's time is not only being hit by the nudist, but when they both fall, you can see the pirate. Okay, so the pirate his back is to the camera, and you can't really hear him, but you can hear this little like, and then him and the nudist are getting up. Now, if you think, I try to put myself in the mindset of everybody involved in the video, right? Because there's a lot going on, you know? We already got this hero who snatched the blowtorch. Now, this person, we don't know how long they've lived in San Francisco. We don't know how long they worked at the coffee shop. We don't know how long they've known this pirate, right? But the way they sprung into action, you could tell it was like, I have to do something, right? They took it upon themselves. Now, as the tourist, I've already mentioned, you being accosted by this pirate, that's weird enough to make a person freeze, right? But for a second, I want all of us to put ourselves in the mind of the pirate, all right? Because the pirate, we don't know exactly what was going through this individual's mind, but we know it was something to do with maybe this tourist, maybe he thinks this tourist stole some of his booty, maybe he thinks maybe the tourist is standing on the X that he's trying to dig right now. We don't know what's going through his mind, okay? All we know is that he feels emboldened enough and passionate enough to start swinging. And as soon as he starts swinging, he gets a right cross from out of nowhere. He doesn't know anybody else is in this situation with him except this guy. And so then he gets his right cross, so he fall, and the person that hit him also fall. And then when he looks forward, he sees a naked man. So you can see, even on the pirate, like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. This is too much. I don't. Wouldn't that be funny if the pirate was like, I'm a Christian, I don't really. But the pirate is also like getting up and everything. Now, the nudist was fast. So the nudist got up before the pirate really knew what happened, because you could tell the pirate calibrating. Like, when did he get naked? Was he always naked behind me? You could tell the pirate got other stuff on his mind. So he tried to get up, but he's also like, when did this guy? And so then the nudist gets up, and the nudist tries to get another lick in before the pirate can get up, because to be fair to everybody involved, you don't know how quick and strong this pirate is, right? Like, is this a PCP pirate, or is this a meth pirate, or is this a crack pirate? We don't know. There are categories, and we don't know which one he falls into. You got your first lucky shot on him, and that didn't knock him out, so now you're in trouble, right? So the nudist gets up quick, and when the nudist, okay, he goes to do this thing that you really only see happen in like bus fights, where the pirate's still on the ground, and he tries to do a little like bow, like he tries to do like an uppercut as he's getting up, and I think he misses. He either missed or it didn't faze the pirate at all. He probably got hit and was still like, where did this guy come from? Because also the nudists were white, and so it's on top of seeing a naked man, you seeing shades of pink coming at you. Because you got to remember, this nudist ready to fight, so you're not in a regular fight with another dude. Like, also, by the way, I'm pretty sure if I remember the video correctly, the tourist has not left, but he has taken. He's taking the position of an audience member. He's just like, it's crazy. And so then the pirate tries to get that extra lick in, and I think he missed and everything. And then the pirate, they have a couple more little scuffles, because you can tell that the pirate trying to like fight, but he's not trying to get too close. Which is, look, as far as a tactic, because there's a lot that people don't know about martial arts. There's a lot people don't know about self-defense. And it didn't occur to me until I saw that video that man to man, for real, like if you ever in a fight and you don't really want to fight, and you know your opponent doesn't have a gun, right? It's just man on man, fisticuffs, right? It would help to get naked. I think the level to which somebody want to fight you goes down the more naked you get. You know what I mean? Like if we have, like, you bigger than me, if we have problems right now and you coming at me, but I'm just like that switches things up for you, because now you like, what am I gonna punch? Like, am I gonna? Because even if you win and you don't really want to, even if you punching, you just don't really want the risk of touching balls like that. Like if you. Because let's say we going head body, but then I go high and you go low, and now all of a sudden my whole knuckles get grazed. But you see, y'all groaning, but I'm right. You don't want to fight now. Next time somebody try you in the street, fellas, just start. Because dudes already take their shirt off. The problem is they not stopping. That's the problem. They're not stopping the whole fight by just taking the rest off, because the shirt is like, you're not going to be that encumbered by the shirt, right? Yeah. Might as well drop the pants. Yeah. Even take the shoes off. Really confuse them, right? Yep. And so you can tell that the pirate really doesn't want to like fully get in there, and so the whole thing starts to just fall apart. And the whole time I was thinking like, wow. I was trying, once again, put myself in the mindset of everybody involved. Like, we went through what the tourist must have been thinking, what the pirate must have been thinking, even the nudist. Nudist had to have something going on in his head to be like, I have to help. This guy has a blowtorch, and even though somebody just took it from, he's clearly trying to attack this person. He just attacked this person. I need to do something, right? I should call somebody. But you don't have any pockets. I wonder if he reached for it too, like, we need to get the police. I guess it's me then. Then he ran in like a Superman with his balls out, right? But what I really can't shake is what must have been going on in that second nudist mind. Because both nudists, they were together, by the way. I don't want you to think in the story there was one nudist and then another nudist. They knew each other, right? Maybe they were just walking, enjoying a day, sunning. And then they see all this yelling going on. What was that? What could be happening? And then they see this guy has a blowtorch to his side. They're like, oh, I hope he doesn't intend to use it. And then, they see this guy strike, and then, first nudist just jumps in, starts swinging. Doesn't really have his footing right, doesn't really have his hands ready, but he's trying. That second nudist must have been like, damn, I think they got it. Like, I think they good, you know what I mean? I do like how, I'm not saying they waited in a way that, I don't mean this person was being courageous for stepping in, but I do understand the self-preservation that takes place where you wait to jump in till that blowtorch is gone, because I'm naked. That blowtorch might burn that tourist, but it would change my life. Yeah. No, it's wild stuff. Oh, I always want to say real quick, thank y'all so much for coming to the show. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for an amazing weekend and everything. I don't know, when y'all might have seen me for the first time or anything, or what maybe video it was. I've been posting to YouTube for like a year now, and I started it a year ago where I was just like, just sharing like my thoughts on things, and sharing my jokes, feelings on stuff, and I appreciate, because it really, I don't know, that was the thing that really turned everything around, and I got to, in some ways, like, meet you, and now I'm getting to meet you for real, and I appreciate this opportunity, because it's like, I don't know when you may have seen your first video, or if you even know who I am. You might be like, she brought me. Like, that's also very fair. I will not be offended at all, right? But I appreciate you, for real. I appreciate you taking a chance on me and coming here to have a good time and letting me talk to you and everything. I've done lots of shows that were not. I've done shows where they didn't know I was coming, right? I've done shows where they booked me to do the show, and then I show up, and they're like, oh, we also gonna play the Blackhawks game behind you. And I'm like, oh, does anybody want a show? He's like, no, it's a surprise. Don't surprise. So I've definitely done shows that were, on the rough side, because people weren't there to hear what I was gonna say. And I get it. I do get it. That's why I don't take anything lightly, that I get to be here in front of you, and everything that I say, I'm not always going to be perfect, but I try to be thoughtful about what I'm saying, And I think sometimes when you bring something up, because you do comedy, people think whatever you bring up, you're making light of to trash it, or that's why sometimes people get uncomfortable when you talk about anything and you're a comic. They're like, oh, this person's going to be just going to be shitty, right? They're going to be shitty about a thing that I care about. And just because I'm talking about something doesn't mean I'm belittling it, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that I take very seriously, but I still feel like I need to talk about because conversation is important, you know? And oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. We'll see. It's been a scary day, you know? It has. It's like, I mean, I hope you're not finding out from me. But someone at a rally, someone, don't do that. I'm just telling you what happened. At a rally, someone shot at Trump while he was doing his rally, and I still don't know. There's so much we don't know, but some people say it was a bullet, and some people say it was glass, but either way, he got a cut over his ear, and the person that was behind him got shot, and they died. Right? And they've apparently shot the suspected gunman and everything, and it's just it's one of the wildest days in a long time, because there are days that are like checkpoints throughout American history. Like we had a birth as a country, and then you can set the checkpoints wherever you want, but there are big ones. There are big ones like the country starts, and then there's a civil war later, right? And the Civil War is a turning point for the country forever. You know what I mean? There are people that even now say like we're more divided than ever, and I like to remind them that we did have a civil war. Yeah, I mean, like than ever. Then you need to read a history book. Than ever. Ever? No, not ever. You know? So you have something like the turning point that happens due to a civil war, which even now, even to this day, hundreds of years, there are people that are hundreds of years removed from the people leading up to the civil war that were in their family, that they still have differing opinions on like the Civil War, why it happened, how it went down, what should have happened, right? And then you have Lincoln's assassination. That's another turning point for the country forever, right? Because once things are put on the table with time, they're never taken off. There's always something that could happen, you know? And then you fast forward more, and we've had turning points. We've had really scary days. And people can belittle it as much as they want or whatever, but we've had times where we're like, oh, are we a country anymore? And so you see those moments like that, right? And there are people who are even now, they're afraid, right? They're afraid that there's going to be another version of the Civil War, right? Because the people that hate people so much throughout this country for whatever political affiliation for whatever they say. This is the thing about being online as well. When you go around, I go everywhere. I try to go everywhere. And I'm trying to meet people everywhere. And when I meet these people, almost all the people, and some of them are having a bad day, some of them have had a past, whatever, but most people, pretty pleasant, right? It's easy to forget that online. Because online, people have the safety to be a troll, and there's also bots. So you could go through your life and bump into people all day and have nothing but beautiful experiences. But then you get online and you post a picture of yourself because you're happy about, maybe something that you bought and you look good in. And there's all the comments under it. Why are you wearing that skirt, bitch? It's like that is happening in real life, but that is not real life, right? The people that you meet in person are real life. The people that you meet every day, that's real life, right? So I'm not saying it's real life as in it doesn't matter. I'm specifically saying that like the grace that you give in person is that's our better nature. That's what we would hopefully have all the time. It's being online that makes people monsters to you before you meet them. You look at those pinpoints, and there are people that are worried about us. falling into the trap of another civil war, like so much hate, right? And I personally don't think that's going to happen. I'm not just hopeful. I actually don't think that's going to happen because if I'm being honest with everyone in here, we don't have the grit. I'm not saying that there aren't people with guns. I'm not saying that people have murderous intentions for their fellow Americans. I'm saying that as a country, it's we would get tired too fast. We would. Like it would be day 8 and there'd be people in America wake up on whatever side you on being like, again? No, I'm not saying that violence is impossible, and I pray it doesn't happen. I pray even more now that it doesn't happen than I did before, but I think that it's not going to split up the way that it did. You got to remember, the country was full of colonies, and travel was difficult. So when the country split and we had our full-on civil war, it was a different time truly, right? And now you have family that lives here, you have family that lives over there, you have family who's moving. Because we're too interconnected now in a way that I think is good, in a way that actually forms a union, right? We're quilted together now. So no matter how you split us up, whether it's north and south, east and west, eventually, whatever side of the war you're on, eventually someone would be like, I just want a good taco. You know, I believe what I believe in, whatever, but I cannot have another bagel. I am stopped up. For my health, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And we don't know anything yet. Like we really don't. Everyone's talking, right? It just happened. So everybody is talking, you know? It happened like 6 hours ago and everybody's talking, everybody's speculating. There's already the conspiracy theories, there's already like some vitriol started. We don't know, and we can't act like we know just because we feel a lot, right? Because this is the other thing. You talk about pinpoints in time, you talk about checkpoints. Civil War then leads to Lincoln's assassination. That's another checkpoint that we cannot come back from, because once things are on the table, they're on the table for the rest of time. That's why you have to be careful what you say and what you do, you know? And so then you fast forward even more. It makes me think about the assassination attempt on Reagan. Because Reagan still is one of those figures that's like either beloved or absolutely despised, right? The policies they put forward and the aftermath afterward, people feel how they feel about it, right? But when you think about that person that shot Reagan, right? We were in a different time of division back then. It was still pretty, relatively civil, relatively ideal by today's standards, right? But let's say we had lost our minds then and been like, oh, this is a plot, this is an inside job, this is a conspiracy. Let's say we lost our minds when Reagan got shot, and then you actually talk to the shooter, and then you find out why he did it. He's like, oh, I just wanted Jodie Foster to like me. Imagine that, though. Imagine if we had lost our minds. Imagine if we had had some sort of civil war, some sort of backlash, some sort of retribution over here, all for somebody who's like, did Jodie Foster see it, or just trying to find out what Jodie doing? That's my thing. That's my sincere hope, right? I'm hopeful, and I hope you know that I pray for all of you. I pray for all of us, like I do. And even if you don't subscribe to it, whatever metaphysical subscription you hold, right? Because Because at the end of the day, we really are all Americans. I know it doesn't feel that way, but every one of us, just by the reaction that y'all had when I told you that somebody died, you know that we all still have our humanity. We don't want to see anything bad actually happen to anybody. Because you don't know that person. You don't know anything about the person that died today. But you know that they were an American. And you know they were a human being, right? And so I think that what I've decided when it happened, and I can only speak for me, I'm not going to tell you what to do. No matter anyone listen to me, you can do what you want. But when I saw it happen, I decided in that moment that this right here is where I'm going to plant my feet, right? I'm not going to let this make me radical one way or the other. I'm not going to lose my mind because we don't know. And two, the humanity we show to each other just in passing, that's really important. And honestly, all this is going to be funny again in a minute. I haven't forgotten, like I didn't forget. Like I wasn't like, let me get them with the yuck yucks now lock the door. Like I just hope, like my sincere hope is that this can be the thing that like scares us straight. You know what I mean? Like this can be the thing. It's like, oh, actually, you know what? I don't actually want any violence. I don't want anything bad to happen. You know what I mean? Because they're snowballs, right? So I just, I think about that, and I think about, if you're not familiar with the show Scared Straight, basically what they do is they take kids, right? Then kids who are pretty bad, right? They're like bad kids, and then and the kids are very hard to root for because by the beginning of the episode, they're always like, I punched my grandma in her face, right? And then they take them to jail and they spend a weekend at jail, because it really just takes a weekend. They spend a weekend at jail with the inmates, and then they try to do what they do at home with the inmates. Like, I punched my grandma in the face, and then one of the inmates is like, kiss me. And it's just, it changes, right? It changes the vibe. And I'm not saying it works for every kid, by the way. I'm not saying that this is a foolproof thing. We can talk about child psychology however you want, but I'm saying for the kids that it does work for, it was actually something bad happening that woke them up, right? It wasn't just me coming to my senses one day. It was like, this is rock bottom. You don't just wait for rock bottom. You don't just try to fall until you find it. You can decide it for yourself. This feels like granite. I think I'll stop here, right? But I also know that, like, sometimes if you don't say anything, if the thing goes unsaid, people think it goes unthought, right? And if you don't reach out to people don't know you care about them. I care truly. And people are going to feel the way they feel about me or feel about me talking about this, but I care about every single American in a serious way. We're a country, and we're a country of people that are different. We're a family of people that sometimes hate each other. That's what family does most of the time. I went and got a dentist through unconventional means. Basically, my dentist was handing out coupons. You know the little door knocker coupons that they put on the doorknob? Okay, so my dentist had been putting those on the doors in my neighborhood, and so I came home one day and I grabbed it and came inside. It was that and 2 pizza coupons, and I was reading it. I really don't even remember what the deals were, but this is when everybody was trying to make everything a coupon, like in 2013, 14, when everybody was like, Groupon was big and all this stuff like that. Like, I don't remember what the deals were, but it was like 2 teeth, get 1 free. Whatever it was, I don't remember. All I remember is there was a teeth cleaning on there. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go get my teeth cleaned at my new dentist, because if this dentist has coupons, this is the dentist for me. I have no money. And I didn't have like dental or anything, so I was like, I need any break I can get. Now, I went there, and The dental assistant was very professional. She was very good, you know. And that's my thing, is that any professional of any type, you want them to be confident in their competence, right? Like you want that's why you lean on them, because they look like they know what they're doing, and they have the confidence somebody knows what they're doing, so you just leave it to them, right? If there's any point where you have to question that, it ruins the whole yeah, I mean, like I've been on the bus before where the bus driver looked lost. And I'm sitting, I'm like, why is he checking his phone? Like, but I'm in this dentist office. The dental assistant is amazing, and she's, you know, very quick, and she's asking me the question. They even do the x-ray of my teeth where they put the thing in their mouth. They're like, doo, 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 doo. That's your teeth, right? Like, she did all that stuff. And then my dentist comes in. And my dentist, my new dentist, walks in, and he is very clearly missing a tooth. And it's not like a wide smile, back of the mouth chewing tooth. This is one of the stars of the show. This is one of the teeth that when you smile goes like, ba-da, like it's. And so he missed, I don't know how to describe this, but he missing the tooth hard. Like he might as well be missing two teeth the way he missing this tooth, because it's not a center tooth, but it's one of those teeth where because it's missing, I don't know how big it should be, so it feel like he missing the whole front row. Like it's very distracting, right? And so then he come in, and I don't know if it was recent that he lost his tooth or something, but the space in relation to his tongue is causing some slippage, and it's making him lisp, right? And so he walks in and he's like, "Hi, how are you? Have a seat." Because I stood up to shake his hand and everything. He's like, "Yeah, have a seat." And I'm like, and then this dude is like, so he's sitting next to me, right? And he's talking, and he's asking me all the questions. And then so I'm like, "How much do you floss?" And this, so I was getting upset in the chair because, you know, he's asking me, "How much do you floss?" And I'm like, "Oh, I floss every day." He's like, "Are you sore?" And I'm like, I got so upset. I didn't say this out loud. I said it in my head, but I was like, okay, but which one of us is missing? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you question what I'm doing over here when I'm working with a full set? You know what I mean? Like that's why. Are you sore? Like, I was like, that's unacceptable. Because he was getting snippy with it, which I didn't like. That's attitude, right? And so then I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I don't like how he's going about it, because you know how the dentist will, sometimes the dental assistant will do it, but sometimes the dentist specifically will go through with the floss again and go over the dental assistant's work if they didn't feel like they did it right. And then he was grabbing all the tools, you know, like the little sharp little poke, the tools of the devil, right? He was grabbing all of them, and he was in my mouth and everything. And I don't know how to describe this, but I don't like, he being rough with my mouth, you know what I mean? And he being rough in a way that's like, you know, like when you driving and somebody got a beat up car, so they driving reckless because they don't care. They don't care anymore what happens to their car, so they might as well bust up your car because their car's already doomed, right? And you'll see it'll be like a busted tail light and just no bumper at all, and they taking some real risks without turning lights on, right? They won't have that blinker on at all. They just be picking whatever lane they want because they're like, hit me, I dare you, right? Hit me. you might knock something back right. You'll be doing me a favor. Go ahead and hit me, okay? And so that's how he's being in my mouth, because he's really like going hard, and then he gets to the tooth on me that he missing, and he really give it a, and I'm like, that's not okay, you know? Just because it's over for you doesn't mean, like I still have a future, you know what I mean? Like, how dare you do that? And so then, you know, I don't know if it's because I'm young and I'm just like not really thinking, or because I'm awkward in a lot of social situations anyway, but finally I was just like, so what happened?
What just happened?
And then this man had the nerve to go, what, this? What else could I mean, sir? No, there's something on your lip. No. He's like, oh, this? I was like, yeah. And then he takes the tools out, you know, the little hose that they have in your mouth, and sucking up all. Puts that to the side, puts the tools down, puts his hands on his knees, and goes. Got sullen, right? I felt bad for asking. He got really quiet and sullen. He was like, I hoped you wouldn't notice. Sir, you came in here teeth first. Smiling in my face, and you thought I wouldn't notice one of the main teeth.
Rude.
I can't stress this enough. Like, it was one of the teeth that if he committed a crime, that would be how they got him. Like, that's... Do you know what I mean? Like if he stole something tonight, they'd be like, it was this one that was... You know what I mean? Didn't even have a gold tooth in there. Didn't even have something to be like, oh, I'm a different type of dentist, right? He didn't... Just avoid. And it was big enough I could see through, like I could see his throat. Like it was... And he got sullen, and he was like, it's actually recent. I was out with some friends. And this is my thing. Okay, like, I know he telling me the story because it wasn't even my business, so he didn't have to tell me anything. So I know he's doing me a favor by telling me the story, but I swear to you, this man hit every S possible in this story. He didn't avoid any of them. I was like, what are you doing right now? Bro, every single S? That's crazy. So he's like, so I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was out with some friends, and we were watching the sports on the little sports center they have with all the TVs and everything. There was one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a very long time from college. It was very serendipitous, and I was like, that... Don't do that. You didn't need that one at all. That was... You could have said fortunate. That... And so then, you know, we're sitting there, and you know, I was having a good old time. I was sucking the sauce off my fingers and everything. And then there were some guys a few booths away that I would start jawing at one of my friends. I guess they knew him from his past or something. And so then they would start talking, you know, over at us. And so then, you know, we went over there, and then, you know, they were out here talking shit, and it's like truly some of the most Chicago shit I've ever heard in my life, because these like out here talking shit, and then, you know, I went ahead and I popped one in their mouth, and then he popped me right back, and and I swallowed. So that's why I'm missing the tooth. And I heard that, and I was like, oh, is that all? Okay, go ahead, go back to work. You a good dentist, you was not a good fighter. I get you. Okay. Yeah. Maybe next time let them talk, Everybody's so mad at Timothy Chalamet. This is wow. This is very mad. Okay, in case you didn't see it, woof. Okay, so in case you didn't see it, he was talking to Matthew McConaughey, right? And they were surrounded. It was like a CNN variety thing, and they were all together in this room where a bunch of, I guess, like aspiring actors were surrounding them. The setup felt awkward, but basically, Timothy Chalamet said, at some point, he was talking about film, and he was like, I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or one of these things where they're like, please keep this thing alive even though nobody cares about it anymore, right? And I didn't know so many people did ballet and opera because the way that they came for his life, his head, everything, wow. So I thought it would be fun to come to the Wheeler Opera House. And talk about it. Because this is the thing. Look, this is the thing. Okay, so people were very, very upset. It's so big. It feels crazy that it's that big. We're at war. It's crazy. That's got this big. I thought it would blow over in like a day. And no, people still out here making videos. People still out here talking about it. Even me. It got me too. Even the Met replied. The Met, okay. I understand being upset at the idea, even the sentiment that like your art, the thing that you pour all of yourself into, is dying, right? I understand how it feels dismissive and offensive and everything. I'm not coming at anybody who had a response. I'm just saying like the Met replied with a video. I understand he was being disrespectful. He was being disrespectful to two art forms that are like actually the cornerstone of where a lot of creativity has come from, right? I understand that. I do get that. The Met. This would be like, okay, because I've been out with friends or whatever, and someone will say something about how they don't care at all about basketball. They don't care. I don't know what the rules are. They get it in the hoop, I guess. I don't care, right? Barclays Center doesn't reply to that person to be like, actually, a lot of people like it. But I understand why the Met did it, because here's the thing. If you are in any creative field right now that in any way is struggling, it's usually money that we count as the struggle. More often than not, it's like this thing isn't making money, so it must be struggling. And I think that sometimes we do the same thing that I at least think Timothy was doing when he said that, which is we confuse like commerce with creativity. We look at this exchange of artists giving us their work and us returning it with our attention, and we look at it in a way that I don't think is helpful to art at all. Just ask an artist. And what happens is, if you're not making a ton of money, you must not be good at art, is the idea. And if you make a bunch of money, you must be the best at art, which everyone knows is not true. And so I think that when you talk about this thing is dying or nobody cares about it anymore, it's like, I think you're only speaking on money. And so if something doesn't yield a lot of money, in the back of our minds, it's not great art. Because if it was great art, more people would engage with it, give more of their dollars to it. It would just be more substantial, But that's not why you do art. I know maybe for some people it is, but it shouldn't be. That's not what makes art. Imagine if your kid came to you and said, when I grow up, I want to make money. I'm talking stacks. I'm a paint. Oh, sweetie, I have terrible news for you about the art world. And don't get me wrong, that's not to say that artists don't make money and that people don't care about art that doesn't end up making money. We have to do like an uncoupling of art and money, of art and popularity. Real art, the things that move you, they move you. And sometimes they happen to move other people. But whether they do or not, that shouldn't determine whether we count them as art. You see a painting and you're moved, that's art to you. You hear a song and you're moved, that's art to you. It shouldn't matter how many streams it has. It shouldn't matter if the person that made it is on the charts. The song moved you. Art is so subjective, not just in its value, but also in like its meaning to the individual, that you will hear a song that moves you more than anything has ever moved you in your life. And you might even be blessed enough to one day meet the person who wrote that song and get to tell them what that song meant to you and how you could hear the pain that they had in the relationship that they were longing for in the song, and you came across that song in a time in your life when you were also hurting deeply. Maybe you lost someone, maybe it was a loved one, or maybe you lost love. Maybe someone broke up with you and you just could not put it into words, even in the quiet of your own mind. You couldn't find the words, and you heard that song and it was everything that you had ever wanted to say to yourself about what you were going through. And you get to tell them that. And then maybe they say, oh, wow, I'm so glad it moved you. That song was about heroin. Because that's part of art. Part of art is making it and then letting it go, letting it be whatever it is to other people. You know, you spend a lot of time, especially when you begin as an artist, making bad art. Now, this bad art, maybe it's bad because it's not well communicated. Maybe it's bad, someone would say, because it's not making any money and no one knows who you are yet. Or maybe it's just bad in your own opinion based on the skills that you build off the skills you didn't have when you first did the art. Right? So it takes a long time. And then to have your art recognized is a tremendously powerful thing. To get an award for your art means so much, because as artists, no matter what you do, I don't know if you act, if you write, whether it's poetry, novels, whatever you do, whatever artistic thing it is that you do, you are on your own in this endeavor. Even when you're with a group, your contribution comes from you. You are on your own as you do it. And because you're on your own, you're just sometimes what feels like floating in a void. Is this good? Is this worth it? Should I share it? All these things that eat away at your artistic endeavor. An award sometimes is the validation that you need to keep going, and it shouldn't be, but sometimes it is. It's nice when someone or a group of people or everybody is like, wow, that's art. You killed it. And maybe that's why Timothée Chalamet wants an Oscar so bad. Because he's clearly killing it. He's been in a lot of blockbusters. He's known as a great actor. But this thing, the pinnacle, he hasn't reached it yet. And so he's been on a marketing campaign for a movie that he did. It feels like the campaign has been going on longer than the movie was out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've seen more interviews for it than longer than it was, but you get it. And I'll even say this, I don't know if this is gonna come off however it comes off, but I personally view Timothée Chalamet as someone who promotes his movie like his character from the movie. Do you know what I mean? So when he was like sweet and sensitive and quiet, that's how he promoted the movie. You see in interviews where he was like, I'm just happy to be working with it. I just, it's like the artist. It's like, what did you say? No, we should really just it doesn't matter what I said. You know what I mean? Like, we should really just listen to more women speak. That's like what.
And now for Marty Supreme, you can guess what the character's like, because Timmy's out here hard promoting. This is the movie. Have you seen the movie? Then what you doing with your life? Get together Marty Supreme Christmas Day. And I think some of the annoyance is it's because we don't have a sort of like monoculture anymore that just feeds us the thing to be watching and to be talking about. Once the internet sort of democratized attention, we got to this place where, okay, I could do anything all day. I could watch 2 hours of cat videos. I could watch like 2 hours of cat videos and nobody can stop me. You're not the boss of me. And I'm not crazy for watching 2 hours of cat videos because you provided them to me, internet. Like you're acting like I have some sort of choice. There's a cat video, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. And so you're able now to go from what was cable, which is just, this is what's gonna be on, and you can watch this at 8 o'clock, or you can change the channel and watch something else at 8 o'clock. But all the TV and all the attention is already sort of spoken for in a way. And then the internet made it so that you could be doing anything. You could just be playing chess for 3 hours online. Losing. Losing badly. Losing in a way that makes you question if you understand the concepts of space. Losing so fundamentally that it makes you wonder if you're colorblind to what black and white are. Losing horrifically. Losing so bad that you scream into a screen that can't hear you. It can't hear you, and neither can your opponent. You just lost in a room by yourself playing chess. And one day maybe you won't lose, but that day isn't today. You've been losing for 3 hours straight. You've been putting all of your time and attention into, like, you know, doing these like en passant and, you know, like trying to get somebody to fall for the scholar's mate and everything, and now you're just sitting here in checkmate. You don't even have the strength in your hand to refresh the page because you don't know if you can lose again. If you lose again, you might snap. This might be, who would have thought, with everything going on in the world, who would have thought losing a chess for 3 hours was the thing that would break you? And so you could do that. You could do that. You could watch cat videos. You could do whatever. So then when you see something over and over again, like Timothy Chalamet promoting Marty Supreme, it feels a bit forced. Because you're not used to seeing things you don't feel like seeing anymore. I mean, outside of the news. I feel like Tim was out here promoting hard, believing in this movie, campaigning for that Best Actor, the Oscar award. But this is a tough year to try to get it. Because you also have sinners. Wow. Okay, look, if you haven't seen Sinners, what are you doing with your life? Look, if you haven't seen Sinners, just Sinners winning, sweeping at the Oscars for the story would be amazing. Because Ryan Coogler, this man got a groundbreaking deal for this movie. This man got a groundbreaking deal for this movie in a time where we're not even really making new things often. We are leaning on nostalgia hard. Everybody's trying to make it a bygone era all over again. Do it all the time. Come on, y'all, Rush Hour 4. It needs to happen. You, as a creative, right, up against the industry, no matter who you are and no matter what you do, you can probably appreciate what this story means for people. You, as a creative, are up against your industry to create something new. You want to make something new because everyone's kind of sick of the stuff we've seen before. We can't stay nostalgic for the 90s forever. You know, I love 90s nostalgia just as much as anybody else. It's when my knees were the best. Like, I love 90s nostalgia. I'm trying to do 90s nostalgia all the time. Like, hey, do y'all remember when? I remember I did that push-up real fast. That was good stuff, man. 90s were all right. All the musicians I liked were still alive and we didn't know enough about them. You know what I mean? 90s, wow, ooh, 90s, even into the 2000s. Still pretty good. We didn't appreciate it back then. It was like we had just enough tech to feel like we were headed towards the future, but not enough that it was like rotting our brain. At most, you played like Centipede on your phone too much. But yeah, there's this thing that you sit down as a creative and you sit down opposite your industry, whatever the gatekeepers are, whatever the people with the big money, right? And you pitch to them. And they're used to being pitched to. But you pitch to them something where I still don't know to the moment I'm speaking how this ever happened. You pitch them a deal that if it works, and if everyone watches it work, could be the death of the old guard of your industry. It could be the death of the way that things are done. You know, he negotiated this incredible deal, like a generational wealth type of deal. You dream about these deals, and then you wake up, and then, you know, you realize you're not on your break anymore. You're actually 5 minutes late for your shifts. And you clock back in and your boss is breathing down your neck, but you're like, one day I'll be able to make just art. One day. These are the type of dreams you dream about when you dream about a deal like this. And it was going to be him making money off of like $1. None of this like funny business, Hollywood accounting, where you tell me I get points on the thing, but then you also tell me the thing never became profitable while bragging about how profitable it was because you made back channels for yourself to pay yourself to where you're still in debt even though you made all the money. None of that. Also, I'll own it again. Over time, I'll own it again. This thing that's wildly popular, I'll get ownership back. I actually have ownership over my intellectual property. You can have it for a little while, but you're just borrowing it. It's mine. It was a deal that was usually what the industry does to the artist. So it was mind-blowing. And then they make the movie. The movie drops. The movie is very good. The movie's incredible, and we expect nothing less. It's Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. These are the people that brought us Creed, Black Panther, Fruitville Station. It even got the Black Panther treatment, where if you were in a room and you didn't like Sinners that much, you better not tell anybody. I like Sinners, but I watched some people who didn't like Sinners that much voice that they didn't like Sinners that much and then watch them get eaten alive verbally. Like, I had to act like I didn't even come with them. I was like, I don't know who he is. And you saw the articles come out when Sinners came out, and the articles were fascinating because the articles were hating hard. These articles, people act like they didn't write them now that like everybody loves the movie. But woof, Sinners came out and they were like, all right, it made $50 million, but it cost way more than that to make, so like, we'll see. You're like, oh, I've never seen an article like that. It's like, okay, Sinners made like $90 million, but 90 isn't 92. It finally got to the point where articles were coming out that were like, look, Sinners made a lot of money, but it didn't make it all at once. It didn't make it like on the first day, though. It felt like these articles were written in the voice of like, if you like someone and then they curbed you and you got to write an article about their current boyfriend. You know what I mean? It's just hater energy from the start. Just literally sitting there like, he a surgeon, but how many lives has he saved really? You know what I mean? Like, he went to school and all, that's nice. Sound like a lot of student loan debt if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, like, is he a good surgeon? I don't know. Let's ask one of his patients that's no longer with us. Oh, wait, we can't. You know what I mean? And so you have all that. And that's what you're up against in this field of people fighting for that same award. A lot of people want Michael B. Jordan to win. No? Yeah. They're here. I'm one of them. I guess, okay, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in junior high, all the different junior high and high schools where I grew up would have their talent shows around the same time, right? And so people would go and support their friends and everything. And there was a kid that went to this one school, and he was in a wheelchair, right? And he was the first student that somehow had been in a wheelchair, so they had to update all these things to code to accommodate him. And that can get a lot of eyes on you, especially as a kid. Literally being the only one who is different can get a lot of eyes on you in in a terrible way. But this kid, very confident. Very, very confident. Confidence from a place that, I don't know. It's one of those people where it almost feels like they were born with it. You know, because yes, he's wheeling down the halls and he's got his friends. He makes his friends because he's got a great personality and everything. And then the talent show comes around. And no one knew he had been working on this. Nobody knew what he had planned to do. They just knew he had entered in the talent show. And he wouldn't tell anybody. They're like, what are you going to do? He's like, you'll see. That day comes for the talent show. This kid wheels up to the stage, grabs 2 crutches. You have to forgive me because I don't know what they're called when they go around your wrist, but he had the 2 crutches, stands up, and then does a dance routine medley to walk it out and 2-step. People are losing their minds. He got out of a wheelchair and was 2-stepping. People were losing it, crushed it. Walks back over to his wheelchair, sits back down, even wheels out cool, just goes backwards off the ramp. I can't imagine having to follow him. Apparently the kid that went after him did tap dance, and it was not as well received. I'm not gonna lie, if I had planned to tap dance that night and the kid before me got out of a wheelchair and danced to 2-step, I would walk out in tap shoes like, I'm gonna do some beatboxing for y'all real quick. But the night goes on, but everybody's talking about it. Literally, people are performing and there are people whispering like, do you believe that's crazy? And then this young lady goes up and she sings, right? And she's got a great voice, sings very well, sings beautifully, and then gets off stage. And because it's a talent show with judges, they judge the performances, they announce the winners, and they gave it to the girl that sang. And everyone, okay. Apparently, even when they announced her name, she was like, yo. The audience didn't see it, but backstage they announced her name and she was telling us, just like, hey, no. So I think about that, because like, what if Timothy Chalamet wins? You know? And it's important to remember, not just for him, but for all of us. Even with the success of something like Sinners, it's like art can't be audited. Like you can't penny pinch passion. The things that make people dedicate their lives to art forms, there's no price that you can put on it. And what about artwork that you can't make money from? There are artists who do beautiful drawings in the sand and let the tide take it away. Is that not art because they didn't charge you to watch them at the beach? You know, us expanding our understanding of what art is and what artists go through is like, yeah, it's just paramount to a better world, you know? And you know, in Sinners, they have that song, I Lied to You. Incredible song. Incredibly visually, everything that's happening in the movie. And apparently they're going to have I Lied to You performed at the Oscars. And Misty Copeland, the first African-American principal ballerina, is going to be dancing. And Timothy Chalamet is going to be sitting there like, yo, it was 12 seconds, my bad. Like, but he's not the only person having a rough week. Kristi Noem got fired. Kristi Noem, It's just such a funny firing to me. It's like, you did all that and got fired. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, imagine basically being a Nazi and still getting fired. That's like somebody snitching and still going to jail. It's like, what was it for? I don't know, man. What's Christy gonna do? Can't work at Homeland Security? Can't work at an animal shelter? Like, her job prospects are dwindling in real time. Man. Yeah, Christy Noah is just, I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's so bad. I'll tell you right now why I think Christy Noah got fired before Pam Bondi. Because at least with Pam Bondi, there are people who see what's happening. They see like the release / not release, or the covering up / exposing, or the attack on, or like distraction from the Epstein files as like her. Like a lot of this they see as her fault, right? They don't see it as Trump. So when the files get released, but then they're redacted in these weird places that seem like important information that can't be about national security, it looks like it was Pam Bondi. When the law is literally broken because they're supposed to be released by a certain date and they're held even longer so they could be redacted more, it looks like it's Pam Bondi instead of Trump. But with Christy Noam, she never really felt in charge. Do you know what I mean? Like when you saw ICE, you weren't like that dang Christy Noam. You were like, no, this is Trump's thing. Like Pam Bondi runs a sort of cover for Trump that Christy could never. You know, because then there were people who were like, Pam Bondi's gonna be like this whip smart lawyer. She understands the law. Some people were even saying she's gonna rein Trump in a little bit, right? But I don't care who you are. Even MAGA, when Christy Noam got hired, they were like, oh. All right, I guess do what you want. I mean, we know she a killer, so I guess that's something, I suppose. Oh, Christy Noam mismanaged so much money. Spent hundreds of millions of dollars on ads for ICE. Went to marketing consultants and tried to help her be like the face of ICE, face of Homeland Security and everything. Just mismanaged all these funds. They even asked her if she had an affair on the job with Corey Lewandowski. And she was like, this sort of line of question is absolutely ridiculous. I can't even believe that the Senate would stoop to this sort. And then they were like, you're not saying no. Yeah. Man, what do? Christy Noam out here. The thing that's funniest to me about Christy Noam, okay, if I'm being honest with you, one thing that does make me laugh is if you wrote a book about Christy Noam, right? Not the one that she did. Like if you wrote a whole book about Christy Noam and everything that she did and you just put it out there, and let's say her name wasn't on it, and somebody read that book, they'd be like, this right here feels racist to white women. Like this. Some of this doesn't even seem true. White women love puppies. They never murder one. No. And then Christy Noam's been replaced with Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne, if you can't tell by the name, Mark Wayne Mullen is about as equipped as Christy Noam. I love the name Mark Wayne Mullen because Mark Wayne, it sounds like you have to yell that name and tell that person not to do something that no one's ever done before. Do you know what I mean? Mark Wayne! Mark Wayne, stop drinking that paint! Mark Wayne! Mark Wayne, quit it! Mark Wayne, stop smudging the glass with your penis! Mark Wayne! Mark Wayne, cut it out. Mark Wayne, stop eating light bulbs, Mark Wayne. Mark Wayne just doesn't, all right, but just doesn't feel like a serious name to me. Just go by Mark, buddy. Because Mark Mullen sounds like out of a movie. You know what I mean? Mark Mullen, okay. Who is this person? Are they competent? Mark Wayne, you hear it, right? You hear it. This isn't just because I grew up in Louisiana. This is like, I'm telling you right now, there's Mark and then Mark Wayne. Like, Mark Wayne sounds like he skipped school to go to the rodeo. Like, it's... And he's an interesting guy because he's been tapped. He's not really better than Chrissy Nome in any regard, and he tried to have a fight in Congress with a guy who was testifying. A lot of people forgot about this video. He challenged this dude to a fight in real time. They like were getting into it, exchanging words. He's like, well, we can handle it right now. Bernie Sanders had to be like, you sit down. You sit down, sit down. Imagine, you Mark Wayne Mullen, and Bernie Sanders break you off of somebody. Yeah. Even Trump not having a good last couple months at all. This is very bad. It's very, like, no one seems to want to admit how bad it is. This is very bad. This is genuinely, like I hope you can understand objectively. This is serious and it's horrible. Look at his neck. That's crazy. I don't know what happened. I saw that. I was like, I'm trying to have my snacks. You can't just sneak up on me with that picture. That's not fair at all. If you haven't seen Trump's neck, it looked like somebody ran it right over. This is crazy. This man, first his hands. Looked like he got like Smurf knuckles on his hands. And then just certain parts of his neck looked sunburnt, but like deeper than that. It's very weird. You saw it over the collar. He's also been getting more screenings than like other presidents. You know, he's like getting a lot of screenings just to say he's healthy. Whenever I go to the doctor and he says that I'm healthy, I don't see that dude again for a while. That's not a good sign either, to have a doctor check in every 2 months, be like, healthy? Yep. Oh, healthy. Not at all. This man, wow. He bad off. He looked like the flag. He genuinely red, white, and blue. Like this dude is melting or something. I'm scared he got something new. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen, I understand, like, age could do stuff to you. I get that. But, like, no, he is like an older man now. He's undeniably old. And remember when old was like a big deal? Remember when old was like disqualifying from being president not that long ago? I don't care who you are. We all owe Biden an apology. Because he was like old but quiet. Do you know what I mean? He was old in a way that was like, he told the story too low. You didn't know what he was saying. And when he was telling the story, it was like each part of the story was from a different decade. Like he'd start the story, he'd be like, I got this Sacagawea coin from Jimi Hendrix. And then Madonna showed up and performed like a virgin, and Fat Joe was there too. And he did Lean Back. It was all on the Amtrak train that they just finished in Delaware. It's like, That was a timeline. Nope. Nope. No, it was crazy. It was very bad. But now we have an old guy who is very clearly old. Obviously old, but he's mean, which makes him feel younger. I don't know if you ever visited anybody in a nursing home, but if they're not having a good day, they seem right with it. They're like just mean enough to feel like they got all their faculties. You know what I mean? Biden was old in that way that was like, well, uh-oh. Is he gonna make it? No. I can't believe Trump being this old, this unhealthy, is still like sidestepping these massive issues. You know? Like Biden couldn't do it because you would try to press Biden about something and he would be like, look. I was there. And now we're here. Like Biden would say something that you couldn't tell if it was like incoherent or wisdom. Trump is over here. You'll press Trump about are we at war? Are we at war? Yep. Are we doing a war? And Trump will be, instead of just answering the question, are we at war? You start a war without the approval of Congress. You start a war. And Trump will be like, well, you're ugly. Like, you are ugly, though. You're ugly, though. Are we not going to address that you're ugly, though? Like, we just going to all sit here like you're not being ugly right now? That's the real issue. You're at war with looks. You are. And before you know it, even we fall for the trick. We're like, I can't believe he called that reporter ugly. That was so rude. They were just doing their job. And it's like, yeah, you didn't make him answer the question. But he's very old. We have to accept the fact that our president is not equipped, very old. He has diapers. Don't try to deny it. We are not going to sit here right now and act like when Trump is walking around that suit, that's just padunk behind him. There's no way. Trump a thick boy. He's not that thick. That's a diaper. That's 100% a diaper. We can take bets if you want. That's a diaper. Somebody changes the president every day. Yeah, you should be upset about that. Remember when we were like, he can't be president? That guy's forgetful. It's like, all right, okay. Yeah. Unacceptable. Truly, it's insane. Got us speaking of nostalgia, right? Like, talking about how Hollywood tries to repeat everything. Don't you remember a simpler time? A simpler time in politics. Remember Bush? Remember George Bush? You know W. In case you're confused about which Bush, I'm talking about the smiley one. You remember Bush? Remember that dude got us in a war, then choked on a pretzel. A lot of people forgot or didn't know this man choked on a pretzel soon after the war in Afghanistan started, and they had to Heimlich him. He was he about to go as president, choked on a pretzel. Secret Service had to save him from his tiny throat. What an innocent time. And he just keeps bringing people in who are out of their minds. And Dr. Oz is over here. I don't know if Dr. Oz or RFK Jr. or what. RFK Jr., I understand that there's a process where the Senate confirms cabinet positions and everything. And I understand that there are some things in personal bias that you would not want to allow to be disqualifying, so that way you could be like impartial to how this person presents in front of you, right? But RFK Jr. was barefoot on a plain bathroom floor. That was it for me. I was like, I don't care what you do or what you eat or what ferments you eat, and like, you know what I mean, you could be as crunchy as you want, but if you put your bare foot on plain bathroom floor, late in the flight too, late flight is very different than early. It still shouldn't happen at all, but late flight, every step is nasty. You over here in charge of health. That's infuriating. I won't stop talking about it. It's like, you know, no matter what happens, whether it's like the war in Iran, every day, there's so many things coming at you all the time for no reason at all, out of nowhere. The other day, Trump was like, Cuba's next. And I'm like, somebody give him like a Valium or something. Like, this, slow him down. This is crazy. But no matter what happens, I won't stop talking about RFK Jr. being the head of Health and Human Services. Yeah, the Epstein files, but like the head of Health and Human Services, you barefoot on a plane. Let me tell you the circumstances that it would take for me to be barefoot. On a bathroom plane floor. We're on the plane. We're on the plane. That's the first step. You have to be. We're on the plane. For whatever reason, it's going down. And it's going down hard. Like, this is it. You know, like if you love anybody, call them. Take it off airplane mode. Make something happen. Because this is it, right? Black box might not even survive. Going all the way down. And then at the last second, you know, they're able to pull the plane up a little bit. But what a lot of people don't know is that depending on how hard you pull and how fast it, like how quickly it happens, you could snap the wings, you know? So let's say that happens, the wings snap. Now we're just a bullet. We're just a bullet going down from the air. Nobody tries to catch that bullet. Nobody's trying to help. Everybody trying to get out of the way. So now we're falling even faster because not even falling with wings. You know, you can hear us in the clouds shooting past other clouds. We're flying past birds. Birds were like, what was that? I don't know. I think a gun? I have no idea. And then by some miracle, right? By some miracle, just in time, we hit another plane, right? I know this sounds bad at first. Hear me out. Listen to me. We hit a plane just enough to get like knocked off course from going straight down, right? So now we're doing one of these things where we're like kind of sliding down in the air, but some of the fuselage is broken off. So then we lost a few people. They flew right out. They got sucked out immediately, okay? Now I'm still in my seat because I wear my seatbelt like the flight attendant says to. So I've been over here bouncing, right? Because that is what would happen. People act like if you fasten in tight, your midsection will stay in the seat. You going up, down too, right? I'm gripping the seat in front of me, you know, finally trying to read that pamphlet they give you. I try to read the pamphlet sometimes because I fly a lot, so you would think I know, and they still tell you to read it even if you fly a lot because maybe they updated it and have a plan for like if you're actually going down. Because the thing they tell you to do is just like, all right, don't pay attention to that, you're gonna die. Like that, like in the pamphlet, they're like, yeah, go ahead and tuck your head, and it's like, is that so your neck breaks faster? I have no idea why that's a good idea. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Has that ever saved anybody where they're like, oh, thank goodness I put my knees in my chest as the plane fell out of the sky. Whew. It's not that many pages, but you turn the other page. Wow, it says everything but pray. It doesn't say pray on here at all, but all right. And then we hit the ground, we snap off into another piece, right? And so now we're still flying through this field. Let's say we found like a nice grassy patch, like some prairie, sliding through, and pieces of the plane are flying off. You know, there's other seats flying past my head. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You know. And then we're spinning and everything, and it's not advised. I shouldn't do it. I'm surprised I'm still alive, but I take off my seatbelt because I have a bad feeling about my seat. I think it's about to snap off too. And what do you know? I'm right. Just like in a James Bond film, as soon as I stand up, that seat fly out of the plane. And now I'm running, right? Running towards the cockpit. I'm running towards the cockpit, pieces of the plane flying back out of the plane and everything. And just as I'm almost at the cockpit, because it just seems safer to get to where the stuff won't fly and hit me. Just as I get there, I see a piece of metal. Maybe it's the jump seat of one of the flight attendants or something. I jump up, real action movie style. I jump up, and the metal on that jump seat cuts the bottom out of both of my shoes. I'm still running towards the cockpit, right? And then the door is locked, because of course it is. Of course the door to the cockpit is locked. Why did I think I could just get in there like that? But the thing that's right next to the cockpit door is the bathroom. Things can't fly at me if I'm in a safe room. And so then I walk in the bathroom and I shut the door. I do the pull, the lights come on. They still work somehow. And then I wait for somebody to come get me, because I'm terrified. First responders get there. They're like, hello, hello. Is anybody alive? Nobody. Is anybody alive? They call out to me and I'm like, hey, I'm in here. And now I do run the risk of them walking up to the bathroom door, opening it and wondering if I was in there for the entire plane crash. But I don't care about any of that. I open the door, I'm like, oh, thank goodness you're here. Maybe even I hug one of them, Firefighter's big and strong. Jump in his arms. He says, you're safe, you're on solid ground. I can't believe you survived. I can't either. And then he looks down at my feet and he sees that I was in the airplane bathroom with my feet touching the bathroom floor. And then he justly kills me. Cause I don't know how I'm gonna age. I'd like to think I'll be like a good old man. Like I'll be good at it. Like I'll have a bunch of stories. I go to tell a story because I've always loved telling stories ever since I was little. Right now, hopefully in the future, I'll have even more stories. And I'm older, so I don't project as much. You gotta lean in a little bit. They get close to me. And I'm like, this Sacagawea coin